Hey ho, everybody out there in YouTube land. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. This is the 10th day of February of the 20 and the 25. We're going to call in to our representative who really, I'd say we probably should stop
Dave Taylor.
considering it a representative, and we need to see it more as a roadblock, because all it is it's a roadblock. If you call in, but believe me, we should call in, because we're not going to straighten this out unless we do call in. And the more that we call in, the more that. Yeah, AJ, how are you today?
Sorry, I heard somebody talking.
No,
How are you?
no, that's all right. We're already rolling here, brother. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, it was all right. How about yours? You watch the Super Bowl?
You know, I watched the Super Bowl, but the reason why I watched the Super Bowl was totally different than probably most people. Or I don't know. I guess there's probably a lot of people that watches for the commercials. I had heard, and I had even put on the channel here, that there was rumors and people saying that Elon spent $40 million for 5 ads during the Super Bowl, which turned out, because I watched it all, not to be true. And so it's a real shame. And even the one commercial that I thought was going to make sense, because they were saying, the commercial starts off, they're against medication and stuff, but then at the end of it, it says here's a medication for his and hers, and I think that's actually what it's called, his and hers, or something like that. It's for weight loss.
Oh yeah, I do. I think it's a medication brand, actually. Now that you say that.
Yeah, and talk about a complete fuddle, But listen, I got my biggest reason why that I'm calling, and I know you already know this, but I'm telling you right now, we are going to get something done about vetting the positions that you guys are in right there. And we are going to have something done. I'm telling you, you mark it down. One way or the other, this is going to happen, because you kept telling me Friday, AJ, you said, oh, go to the website. Go to the website. Well, you know what? We went to that website, if you want to call it that, and there is so nothing on there that would intrigue anybody that really cares an ounce about this country to go to that website, because we're getting ready to load it on there, because when we hung up with you, we in fact went there, and we made another episode about this website that absolutely has nothing on there. What was on there, Noam?
The latest news was from January 27th of this year about Taylor supporting border legislation in the first week of Congress. That's the last thing that was posted.
Yeah, and what was the other stuff? It was
you can purchase a flag from there. You can buy tickets and tours.
Yeah, and all of the thing where it says issues or something like that.
It's blank.
You know what it said? It said none.
Yeah.
It says none.
It was blank. There was nothing.
If you go down through all the categories there, I'm sure you got a computer right there with you, AJ. Pull it up, and read off of there. Read to the viewers right here, right now, what it doesn't say. And believe me, you won't spend much time doing it, because it says nothing. It says none. None. That's what it says. So again, we're feeling like. No, not feeling like. The way this is, when we're calling in, it's I'm talking to you, but this is not the way this is supposed to be set up. I'm supposed to be talking to a representative, and that's not happening.
If you go, the only part on.
Constantly in the process of updating the website and getting our issue pages up and running. And I know that if you go, I know we talked about the media page. I see January 27th under media, and then if you click in the news, I also see it there under January 27th. So I think somebody said that was like the first week, but that would not be the first week of Congress. We've been in Congress since the 3rd. The presidency started on, the new presidency for President Trump started on January the 20th at noon.
Well, that's your guys' responsibility, not ours. I mean, you guys are the ones that put it up there.
No, actually, on contrary, I'm going to disagree with you on that now. It's our responsibility. This is how this got to be the way that it is now. See, everybody wouldn't be having their butt hurt if we had all of these regulations and this lined out already the way that this is supposed to go. You know, but instead, me, the very person why we're even having this conversation, like talking right here, right now, is because of what I am doing right now. The reason you're sitting there on that phone talking to me is because exactly for this right here, what I'm doing. I want something done, and I would venture to say Noam feels the same way.
Yes.
And
I went down as a second call.
Yep.
So.
Amy, I know she's the same way, and everybody else that I talk to. But everybody feels like, and you know what? I've already talked to a few people that said the same thing. Said, well, that's exactly why I've never ever said anything, and that's why I don't call in. Because if you go to the website, you find out absolutely zero or something that's already in the past that's meaningless. There's nothing up to date, and there's nothing saying anything about, you know, the future or anything like that. Look, this is not about Dave Taylor's wants and desires. That's not what this is about. You guys are not there for what he wants to get done. You guys are there because of what we the people want done. That's the way this is going to happen. And if you look at what Trump is doing right now, you know, he correctly named the Gulf of America, which we've got Gulf of America Day. I mean, he signed that while he was flying over. Did you happen to catch that, AJ?
I did indeed see that he made it official.
You know that's what I say. You got some really shining times to you, because I mean, I know that you're in the know and you're really smart. You can tell that, but I don't know why it is that here's the problem. Here's a big problem. When you call in and we have something that we want to say, and then from the answering machines that we talk to, we are made to feel like that, hurry up and get done with whatever it is that you're blabbing about so I can hang the phone up. Every time, and everybody that you talk to, there's nobody that really says, you know what, I support that. I agree with you on that, and I think that, you know, absolutely. Or, you know what, I got that message. I'm going to make sure there's no really a strong feeling of genuine concern or care when you're calling any of them. Any of them. I can't think of one that I've talked to so far. And I mean, I've talked to Sherwood Brown office and everything. And you know what? Oh, Sherwood Brown's office there, which they wound up hanging up because they don't know what they're doing. If you talk to somebody and all they want to do is cut you off or shut you down or something, first of all, they have no clear understanding of what they're doing there. And they have no brains to actually put up any kind of a good argument or to show any other points from the other side. It's like whenever you ask a liberal crowd, well, let's face it, a lot of the ones that's claiming to be Republicans are not really Republicans, are they? They're just people that seen that the demonic thing that we just got rid of, Biden, you know, he wasn't running nothing. We all know that now. And this has got to stop. We've got to know that whenever we're calling in, because look, it was overwhelming. I mean, it was a landslide that the majority of the people, the mass of the people decided, hey, we're done with this garbage that we've been putting up with. We want a different way. Even a lot of the Democrats and stuff, you know, said it like old Featherman. Look at old Fetterman there. You know, that dude, he couldn't even talk, and they pushed him through because they thought he was just going to be one of their swords, you know, to chop on the right side. But it turns out something must have happened. The Lord might have got a hold of him or something when he was about to die over his heart attack or something. And he's been talking like he's got some sense, unless he's just a really good snake in the grass. But, you know, at least he is saying, I am a Democrat, but he's talking like he's got common sense, you know. So which is kind of shocking for me to even say here on this channel, but this has to stop, and it's going to stop. We got to have some systems in place here, because like right now they're saying, well, nobody give Elon Musk authority. He wasn't elected to go in there and do what he's doing. No, but he was given authority to do that by somebody that we did elect to put in there. And how many people work in the government? Did you run? Did I elect you to sit where you're sitting at right now? Absolutely not. It's the same thing. We elect people, and then they are supposed to know our wants and needs for what we want done, and then they appoint people that should have the same wants as we the people want. Because if not, you run into the very problem that we're going to fix. We're going to fix this. Because you're calling in. Well, why in the hell would you call in? I mean, I've got people that absolutely shake their head at me and said, I'll never get anywhere. But I disagree. And here's the thing. If everybody took that same disposition, then we wouldn't have Trump back in there. Because how many times did they think that they had him strung up? And we the people don't want him strung up, because we know that he's right, and we could see clearly that they tried to prosecute him. That's why right now that him putting these tariffs and stuff on, you know what their big thing is now? They're trying to convince us, now are you ready for this one? That the price of our goods and stuff are going to go up. Oh, like they're not already? Like they haven't already? Let me tell you something. They said we did not elect Elon and the Patriot Squad to go in there and do this. Well, let me tell you, put it out there. No, let's do that. Let's put that out there. Elect them or whatever. I already told you the other day. I elect him. I'll elect every one of them if that's what Trump thinks we need in there, because you can tell that Trump's doing what we the people want. And they don't like it, and they're trying to make him look like that he's trying to be all powerful and vengeful and everything else. Well, let me tell you something. That man has every right to be vengeful. They have taken money away from him, and it took lives away from us. Lives that we will never get back again. They're gone. And over what? Because of money and power. That's what that's what they want. They're not really wanting to make the country better. And you know, they said, well, Elon Musk goes in there and we can't see what he's doing with that stuff, and he might be taking money and spending it or something like that. Well, wait a minute. Let's think about this. What about the ones that we did elect and that we did allow to go in there and didn't even watch them? We just have been letting them go for years and years and years now, knowing good, full and well that there was corruption there. But what could we do about it? Well, you know what? Now we have somebody in there. And watch what he does also. He will actually try to do deals and stuff right on camera. I don't know if you've seen him doing that with Larry whatever, but he said, well, maybe we can negotiate something right here, right now. Why the cameras was on him, you know? So what's the difference here? If they're telling me that what Trump's doing, you know, over these tariffs is going to make the price of stuff go up, I'm good with that. You know why? Because he's showing me at least why that it's happening, so on and so forth. Whereas in the past, they just do it, and they treat us pretty much like all of these representatives, office, and governors, and so on and so forth. When you call in, they treat us like that we're in their way, and that is literally the tail wagging the dog, and that's over. That's done. It's the dog that's going to wag the tail. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And that's why that the American people seen that we had to get this election right. It had to be too big to rig, and that's exactly what we did. The people's done with this. We're done with this. When I'm talking to people and they're so frustrated and disappointed with the government to the point where they're like, well, there's no sense in even doing it. You know, that should make anybody that holds any kind of government position feel horrible. Because if they don't, that means they don't have a true understanding about why they're there. I mean, that's a tall tale sign. If they don't feel bad because somebody doesn't want to, you know, it's all got to stop. So again, we're calling in because we want something put in place that shows when he receives messages, how many he's receiving a day, and so on and so forth. We want that done. We don't want to keep calling in about it. We want to see it happen. Look, Trump's not sitting back and he's not saying, well, I'll wait till later. When stuff needs to happen, he's making it happen right now. He ran on promises, and I see him knocking every one of them out of the park. Every one of them. And more. Once again, you know, back to the Gulf of America and the Panama Canal. You know, he's reaching. And there's other things too, a lot more of it. He is, what do you think about that? You and I talked about it, AJ, the reserve.
Sovereign Wealth Fund.
What's it, the what?
The Wealth Fund.
Yeah, what is it called? It's called the
Sovereign Wealth Fund.
yeah, sovereign wealth fund. Yeah, very good. See, that's what I say. You got your head is really, really smart and finding and knowing about this stuff, AJ. But if you could step out of it for a minute and look, and you wouldn't sitting there, and now I know you got buddies and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe the conversation goes like, man, I had to put up with the idiots today. Yeah, I know. It's the same as yesterday, right? Yeah. You know, while you're sitting having your pop or over a beer or something after you guys go, you know, on the way home. I don't know. I have no idea. But you know what? You can kind of tell that's probably what's taking place because, yeah, don't say it. Don't.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you can tell anytime you're talking to any of the answer machines that they really don't give a damn what you're saying. And that's causing a big problem. Here's why that's a huge problem. Okay, first of all, they have no right to make us feel that way. They should be knowledgeable if they're going to answer that phone because they are there getting paid one way or the other. Now, whether it's money-wise or experience-wise, it doesn't make any difference. They are there of their own choosing. But we want them to be vetted. They should be smart enough to be there, but they should be compassionate about our country enough to want to be there. And you can tell the damn difference because right now, I'm telling you, AJ, don't say who you are. Call any representative that you can think of yourself while you're sitting there, and see. Just tell them that you're out of a district or whatever, and start talking about a serious issue, and watch how you're treated. But don't tell them who you are or what you're wanting or anything. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. These places hanging up on people just because that they have something that they want to say to the president, which ultimately it's supposed to get to Congress, but we have no way of knowing it. We have no way of knowing it. We have no way of knowing right now what becomes of this message right here. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I submitted my form there because I so am wanting to come and speak with Dave Taylor face to face because this, wondering about, if this is actually going to make it to him or not, I have no idea.
I have not seen the form, but I'm assuming you're talking about a meeting request. That is not within my purview, so I generally don't see those. But
well, I filled it out. I would, with Brad Winstrup, there, I started to a few times, and then I just thought, nah, because they never held on to any of their word that they said. Like they was telling me that they was going to have him to call me at some point or whatever.
Email us back.
Yeah, email us and everything else, and they done none of that. And also, just like with this issue with all of this money and stuff is being found now. Here's a message for my president that, see, I'm supposed to hand this off to the messenger, which is Dave Taylor. I'm supposed to be able to tell him, and then he's supposed to get this into Congress, who has the president's ear. Okay? They gave me COVID that I paid for. I paid and was lied to about it. Old Fauci, Dr. Kevorkian there, he created this, gave our money to him, and then lied and said, "Oh no, there was no money." But now, thanks to Elon and them, all of them going in there, look, now we can see plain as day. Not just if they did, of course they did, but how much and when it was done and how many times. And we haven't even scratched the surface yet. I mean, think about how early that we are into 25. I mean, this is only February of 25. But look at all the stuff that's already happening and stuff. You know, people are woke up, but the biggest problem that we have is they don't know what to do about situations when they come to it, because there's nothing there to take care of the situation, which is exactly what I'm saying right now. The first thing that needs to be taken care of, there's got to be something in place that I know that my message reaches, because there's actually a step here that's not even supposed to be in here. It's supposed to be me talking to the representative, then the representative takes it to Congress. But there's nothing wrote in there about me calling an answer machine and then wondering about whether or not that answer machine is going to get to Mr. Taylor, or if Mr. Taylor's even going to the machine to get the damn things. So this has to be straightened up. I mean, I don't know how to make that any more clearer to Mr. Taylor than what I'm saying right now. Is we have to know that the communication or that we're reaching him, or there's no communication. This is all for naught right now, what we're doing. And I can't say 100% that he's ever received not one message. But the government finding all this corruption and stuff like that, why would the Democrats and stuff want to even say, and yes, I'm switching gears here, but it's all the same. It's all the same big pile of shit. But Elon Musk goes in there, all of them already finds right now this massive spending that's, on crazy stuff. And now, and to have the Democrats or anybody to say, "Oh no, stop that. No, leave USAID alone. Leave it alone. No, that helps people." Yeah, you know who it's helping? If somebody's fighting that hard for something, you can bet your hind end it's helping them. Old Rat Skin and all of them, and old Maxine Waters. But again, all of that, whatever it is that you want to call in and say, "Hey, I got a problem with this," or "I want Trump to go down to the border," or "send more troops," or "help this person or that person," what good does that do if my message is not reaching the dude's ear who I elected because he said that he would represent me and we the people? So we want a system, something. If he has a look, here's the thing. I'm not asking. I'm actually telling him that I want an answer back on if he needs help figuring out how to put a system together to do the very thing that we're telling him that he needs to get done. I'm right here, and not only am I waiting for him to call me, I'm going to keep calling until we get something resolved on this.
All right, Mr. Preston. I mean, I hear you. And I will say that we've talked a number of times. I've never cut you off. I've never hung up on you. So, I hear your message, and I will communicate that.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying that you cut me off. I didn't say you did. I'm saying I have been by other ones. And see, I don't want you to be butthurt right now. What I would rather you do is I would rather you see exactly what we, the people, are saying. You understand? Look, how many calls do you get in there? Like, what's the highest amount of calls that you've seen in one day? I mean, just a rough guesstimate. A rough guesstimate. It don't have to be perfect.
Mr. Preston, I don't believe I can give you that information.
Well, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That should be 100% wide open clarity. You know,
the other representatives.
No, wait a minute. Put this down for. Hold on, no, not. Stop it. Hold on. Give me just a second here. That is another problem for Dave Taylor, because I want to know how many phone calls are coming in a day. And why not? I mean, I'm right here, right now, putting it out there for anybody to see. And I'm actually talking for a lot of people that's, quite frankly, unable to talk. I mean, a lot of my subscribers and stuff, they're not even able to do what I'm doing. And I am their voice. So what you just brought up is actually a really, really good thing to point out. Dave, we need something saying how many calls on what day, in particular day, like what is it? This is the 10th of February. So at the end of the day or whatever, or the first thing tomorrow morning or something, tally up how many calls came in. And why not? Why not? Because that is for the people. You know, it's we the people. It's not just about one single. Well, it actually is. It is about one. It is about you. It's about you and it's about me. But you got, you know, I mean, for you to say, well, I don't know, that's fine for you to say that. But I can tell you right now, there's nothing wrong with it at all. And somebody was a lawyer. Who was a lawyer? Was Dave? No, he wasn't a lawyer. Do you have a lawyer in the office there anywhere?
I know that Dave has a law degree. The rest of us, though, I would be lying if I said I knew for sure if any of us went to law school and were lawyers.
Yeah, okay. Well, I knew there was something about law or something in there somewhere. So Dave actually went there. And is that, why isn't that on the website? Why can't I see, like, does it tell, maybe that's where I seen it from. And if it's not, it should be there. It should be.
Well, let me see here. If you go on the taylor.house.gov, you click on About, you get to the About page with the official portrait. It says they've attended Amelia High School and went on to graduate ... And then it says and earned his Juris Doctorate from Dayton School of Law.
Okay, doctrine for what?
Say again?
Yeah, it was a doctrine for what? He earned his doctrine for what?
Yeah, a JD, that's a law degree. That's what you need to practice law.
Right. I wanted you to say that. So it's law. So he would most certainly. But see, what you're doing right now is proving exactly what, and showing. It's not proven it because that's been proven over and over and over again. But you're actually showing right now exactly what the problem is. We don't feel like. Because if I was sitting there, you know what I'd say? You know what? That's awesome. I'm going to talk. I'm going to make sure that message gets to him, as I do all of the other messages that come in. But yeah, I totally agree with that. We will, because what would be wrong with, you know, doing this or doing that? So yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, thank you. You know, that's a positive thing. Let's do that. You know, there's no kind of positivity. There's no kind of drive. And I'm not just blaming one individual, AJ. I'm blaming the entire. I'm blaming everybody, starting with me, because we fell asleep. But you know, at the same time, it's not just sleeping. It's like, well, what do you do about the problem? Well, guess what you do? Can you tell me what, if you have a problem, what's your first thing that you should do, AJ?
Try and identify a solution, I suppose.
No. Okay, let's say that you've already identified a solution. Let's say that you see a problem in government, and now you know that. Now, what's the first thing you should do?
Yeah, honestly, Mr. President, the situation, so
No.
I'm not.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, let me just give it to you, okay? Because I just now looked and I appreciate your time, AJ. Thank you so much. So I'm going to let you get off here. But before you do, I'm going to tell you the first thing you do. You call your representative. Because if you don't call your representative, nothing happens, right? Well, what do you think happened now? What do you think's not happening now? If you call your representative, nothing's happening. You got to call your representative. Give them the phone number before I let you go, AJ.
Oh, the office phone number? Yes, sir. We've got, for the DC office, we got 202-225-3164.
Okay, and ask for AJ. And tell him that I sent you. Hey, AJ, listen, I see it's after 5. I appreciate you, brother, for not saying anything. I thank you so much for hanging in there. I hope that you can understand what it is that we're going to get done, because working together like this would be so much better. We could move on to bigger and better things, you know. But we're supporting Trump and his decisions or whatever. If the price of stuff goes up, Dave, that's fine with us. We understand, because guess what? The stuff was already going to be going up anyway. But at least we can see that Trump is putting tariffs and stuff on and trying to. He's not trying. He's doing it. He's taking care of we the people. He's bolstering Social Security. He's making it stronger and stuff, which they're finding out all kinds of corruption in. What was it about the Social Security numbers, real quick?
Social Security numbers.
Yeah, remember there's dead people or something that was getting all these people that was getting
the last.
I saw. I don't know if it's true. I just saw the report that there was like $100 billion in payments in Social Security.
There you go. Thank
Individuals who had passed away.
Very good. See, man, you got your.
If the number was duplicated at the end, it was supposed to have been a dead person.
And AJ, they've got a button that listen to this. They've got a button that they got a program and everything they can put in there. And if there's duplicates of Social Security numbers, they can push one button and all the duplicates, not the original stays, but all of the duplicates that's out there that you and I are paying for are gone just like that. But they won't let them push the button. They won't let them do that. And I wonder why. And when I say they, we're talking about the government. That Elon and Trump, all of them is trying to. I should have said Trump first there, because everybody's trying to say Elon. But thank you, Elon, and definitely we appreciate Trump and all of them. Look, I want to see Dave Taylor show that he's on our side. And we want to get this fixed, AJ. Hey, listen, I'm going to let you get off here because it is after 5, but I still appreciate you, brother. I really do.
Of course. You guys have a good one, okay?
God bless, AJ. Appreciate it, man.
Of course.
Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. All right, so that's our buddy AJ there. He kept steering us, and as you'll see, Noam, you're trying to get some of the videos uploaded and stuff. We'll put them on there. I don't know, they might be out of sequence or something, because we might try to go ahead and get this one here loaded up, which this is the 10th of February of the Golden Age, 2025. So, but we'll get that up. You can watch that. You can see, but, you know, it really shouldn't be a combative thing, like when you're calling in and you're trying to, not trying, we have to get it done. Because if not, we're going to be right back in the same place. And are these people that say, well, no, I don't want in politics, just that whatever, you know, well, that's part of the problem, you know. And you don't want to wait until that we're in a situation like what we was with Biden, where you have to go and vote, or else you ain't going to have nothing. There's a lot of people that woke up, and thank goodness that they did. And what we mean when we say woke up, what does that mean when you wake up? That means that you actually start using your power. You guys are powerful, man. Look what we've done together. Look what y'all done. I mean, you seen that we were sliding off into the abyss, and everybody said, you know what, I'm not willing to let go of America. You know, and we're going to stand up for God, and we're going to stand up for children, and you know, you guys did it. You know, It takes all of us, or it doesn't happen. It's just a shame that things has to be pushed so far before people do things, because an ounce of prevention is a pound of cure. You know what I mean? Worth more than a pound of cure, and that's what we need to really think about. All right. Well, I think I'm going to. Was there anything else that you can think of right now? No. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just I say go Trump, and I think it's awesome that we got the Gulf of America now. I think it's really, really crappy out of Justin Trudeau, who really doesn't want Canada to not just survive. He doesn't even want it to survive. He let alone thrive. The people up in Canada, wonderful people, wonderful. They're smart. You get on here, YouTube or whatever, you listen to them and everything. They know what's going on. But Trudeau has got to go. Trudeau has got to go. Look, look what he did. You guys know what he did. You guys were actually Canada. You were sending him into that meeting to get gone. Right after the meeting. But what he did is he rushed up there and he said he was resigning, which put him in there 90 days. They have all these stupid loopholes, and we need to create something here in the U.S. that if something like that's happening, that we can get different judges or something to go in and say, hey, we know that like old Fauci there is corrupt and dirty, and that he unalived all these people and everything. We ought to be able to go and do something. But I also understand that we need that power of a pardon, because there are certain things that happens in the world that is just it's hard to understand sometimes. But you gotta have your president or your prime ministers or whatever you happen to have in your country. But I'm talking about America, because America. With the president, he needs to have power like he does, because if not, there's no way, with all the corruption that we've got right here in America, there's no way to put this ship, bring it back up from sinking as far down as we are right now. We're not okay. We're not okay. And here's real easy to tell how we're not okay. If you're calling in to your representative here, and as you could hear, it wasn't, yeah, okay, yeah, that's a great idea, or absolutely, we'll get that done, or whatever. It's more like, well, I don't know if you can do that. Well, this negativity has got to stop. What do you think, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
It has to stop. We're going to make it stop. And I will call as many times I have to. And, if we have to step things up or whatever and get some paper signed to do it or whatever, which is a damn shame that if somebody, an individual, would have to go out and get paper signed for somebody to do their own job, they ain't doing their job and they shouldn't even be there. That's the way that this is. I mean, if you go and you tell somebody, hey, we just want a log of what you're doing, like when they show up for work, is there a time clock there, or somebody else making sure that they're there? Is there a way that they log in, right in to verify? Because if you don't, you wind up with what's going on now. We've got all these people in government that Trump is firing, thank you, for getting them out of there, that's not even showing up for their job they're being paid for by you and I, and they've got other jobs. So they're not even concentrating on making your life easier or better for you. No, no. They're more about taking care of themselves. Because if they're out flipping hamburgers, but they're probably not flipping hamburgers, they're probably going and doing these big speech engagements where they get paid 40, 50 grand just to talk to people or whatever. And they're not even going in and working, for the people like they're supposed to be doing. I don't know of any other job where you can do that. And even if there is, I don't care. But more power to you. But that doesn't fly here. Now, thank you so much, President Trump, for what you're doing. We are 100% behind you. We got you. And thank you for being 100% behind us, because that's the way I see it. They're talking about the Gaza Strip. You know, let me tell you something. There's a problem with the Gaza Strip. And what should be burning people up is the place is in ruins. And I don't see anybody else moving in there and said, hey, we're going to move these people someplace where they'll be better. And then we're going to take this blown up, war-stricken strip here, and we're going to completely just clean it up and then rebuild it up and make it something beautiful. I don't understand the logic in somebody not wanting that done. Now, there's going to be people that says, well, there's more there because you've got, Israel and this, that, and the other thing. Well, I got news for you. You got to read your Bible, because it all ties in. Anybody that says that politics and religion doesn't go together clearly doesn't know one about either one of them, because they most certainly go hand in hand. If you go back and look at all the stories in the Bible, Noam, you can help me out here. Who did they have there that, you remember Pontius Pilate? You remember his?
Politician.
Yep. But did he have anything to do with Jesus?
Yeah.
He did. What did he have to do with Jesus?
He's the one that washed his hands and said that it was up to the...
Well, what do you know? Wouldn't you say that's politics and religion together? Because you can't get more religion than Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So don't let them snowball you like that. And same way with, think about this, religion comes in, and they say, oh well, we got to have this because the poop wants this done, or the poop needs that done, or whatever the poop needs, and so it always has an influence one way or the other. I'm so not Catholic, absolutely not Catholic, but it's a religion, and there's a lot of politics that goes on whenever you're talking about politics and religion. There's a lot of politics with that in there. Catholics is all about politics. You can say whatever you want to, and it doesn't make any difference if you're talking about Baptist, Pentecostal. It doesn't make any difference to say that religion and politics don't go hand in hand. They're one and the same. They're one and the same. Anyway, there's just so much stuff. The Panama Canal. I strongly support taking the Panama Canal back, because why would you let China? Why is there China ports and stuff right there at the very? I don't know if it's the end or the beginning or one side or the other or both sides of the Panama Canal or whatever, but why isn't there other countries over there and stuff? If you make a deal with somebody and you say, hey, we're going to let you have this back, but you have to make sure that everybody's equal, treated the same, and then you see a China ship come in and that China ship's charged $100,000. And then Portugal or whatever, they come through. Okay, that's $100,000. And then as soon as you see an American ship, you're like, whoa, wait, that's $1 million. That's $1 million right there, or whatever. What is it? 8 times as much, at least, that they was charging, or something like that. And I really don't think. I don't believe that. They don't have any facts to back that up. That's kind of interesting, though, Noam. I'd like to see some, like there's got to be paperwork or something showing that they was, overcharging us or something, So, but anyway, we'll be right back. When I said we're waking up, what that means is there's a lot of people realizing that they've been duped. And the liberals, Man, what you talk about? Whew. But this young lady here, she's a little rough, but you know this is what we're seeing all the time. Gary Franchi here is doing a show here, but watch this.
People are celebrating Defiant L's. This young lady says, "I'm no longer the."
Now the language is a little rough here, but you know these are people that's really had a jolt to the system, and they're angry and they're mad because they realize that they've just been used.
Stupid, brainwashed liberal I used to be when I was 19. Yes, America is waking up. The youth is waking up.
I don't care what's happening. I'm crashing out. I'm done, okay? I blew up on this godforsaken clock app when I was like 19 or 20 years old, okay? Back then. Keep in mind, it has been 4 to 5 years, and life has hit me like a fucking truck, okay? I'm no longer the stupid, brainwashed liberal that I used to be when I was 19. And I am being hated on so much for simply changing sides. And I'm done. I'm so tired of my old fan base. I don't give a fuck about your identity politics. I voted for Trump, and I hate fat people.
All right, now the when she says that she hates fat people, or you know, what she's actually meaning like that is because the liberal-crats, you know, as long as somebody will bend to their way and they won't use their brain cells to actually want the truth, or they won't use their backbone to stand up for what's right. You know, they're all about that. They say live, you know, all, you know, inclusive and stuff like that. But they only mean if you're doing their agenda that they have, which is to wipe out anything that has to do with God or common sense, you know. So, but you know, the liberal-crats, they're all about, you know, it doesn't matter how big you are or whatever. Well, guess what? Any human being doesn't care, you know, about your size or your color or anything else. You know, it should be about, you know, what your heart is, you know. And they keep overstepping boundaries, and the problem with that is when they overstep their boundaries, you know, if it was that way it'd be one thing, but no, they always step over the boundary onto your boundary, you know. That's when it becomes a major problem. Well, we put up with their problem. We put up with that problem for, you know, the last, you know, however many years. I mean, I'm going to say pretty much all my life I've been putting up with it, because even when the Bush brothers was in there, which it was father and son there, Senior and old W there, those weren't anything except for just puppet rhinos. Those wasn't Republicans. They weren't. I mean, and look at what the Clintons did, you know. And isn't it something that Obama, you know, come out of nowhere like that, and then Michelle and all, and then you heard about, you know, she was going to run for president. I know, right? I know what you're thinking. Wouldn't she? Old Big Mike, is that what you're thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you know, did you see that picture of her?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Have you guys seen that picture of Big Mike at the table there? Hold on, we'll see if we can find it. Be right back. Alright, we're trying to find a picture of Big Mike there for you, whatever. But in the meantime, check this out here, Trish Regan. Here, check this out.
Back in October, the truth about Jen and Barack. Michelle betrayed as Aniston steals her husband's attention. They're, quote, obsessed with each other. Power circles in Washington and in Hollywood can't stop gossiping. Yet,
yeah, Jennifer Aniston or whatever, you know. It just really shows you how absolutely brain dead that some of these people, I mean, Jennifer Anderson, off of Friends, you know. And I don't know if you guys, if you, any of you's watched Friends, I'm sure some of you have, but you know, if you go and look behind the scenes on all of those actors on Friends, I guess they had like satanic rituals and stuff that they did in the hallways and everything else. And you know, when you look at people and you think, wow, you know, these people, you know, got their act together and they're funny, and you see them on TV, and we start thinking that we kind of know them. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, man, that's far from the truth, because you know, I was a huge I don't think I'd say a huge fan, but I mean, I really liked Robert De Niro at Once Upon a Time. I mean, he was in it, you know, the taxi driver, and you know, the Godfather, and or whatever the other ones was that he was in. Was he in the Godfather? What was it? Anyway, he played Al Capone and stuff. Just about all the movies that you watched that he was in, I really liked. And I thought he was playing that kind of like pompous, smarmy, you know, character or whatever. But turns out he wasn't playing, was he? Actually, he was really underselling how bad of an asshole he is, man. That dude is, he's the epitome of a liberal crap, you know. And I'm going to tell you what, he was on the Lolita Express. And if you don't recognize what that is Jeffrey Epstein's plane. And it was called the Lolita Express. And so it would take all these people, you know, and of course him being one of them that made many flights or whatever. So all these people, Bill Gates and all of them, that's really fighting to keep all this stuff down. And even like they done away with, what was that, the Office of Education or whatever it is, they just closed that Department of Education, they closed that garbage down or whatever. And Maxine Waters losing her mind trying to get in the building or whatever. It's just anywhere that they can just cause trouble just to slow it down, because they're hoping on some miracle will come along or something. But we've just had enough. You know, all this stuff is just snowballing, and thank goodness, because we can just wad it all up and, you know, toss it in the prison where it belongs there. Gitmo's filling up. You know, President Trump, he put all those new beds and stuff down there, and I mean, I hear that it's filling up pretty quick, or it might be full already. You know, they're easily done, right? We'll be right back. All right. Well, I got a really something wonderful to show you. Oh, that's so bad. Anyway, yeah, you know, they was having a birthday dinner or whatever for, was it Barack or was it Michelle? Who was having a birthday? One of them, it's kind of irrelevant, and who really gives a crap, right? But anyway, so they're writing, you know, oh, you know, I love you and all this stuff. They wouldn't know what love is, all the people that they've done away with and everything now. But let's have a look-see at Big Mike here. Now, as you can see, you know, who wouldn't want to run right back to that right there, you know? Yeah, old Mikey needs some touch-up. Something touched him, and it was pretty rough, I'm telling you. So, anyway, did you get it? No? I so apologize for that, right? Man. But these people are so hideous and stuff. You know what I don't like? Here's what I can't stand. Is when you really want somebody to do the right thing, at the time, and they won't do it. And, you know, they have every opportunity in the world, and then way more, especially way more than what you and I would ever be presented with. And they just choose to do the most horrible thing as they possibly can. You know, because when you see Obama, you know, and you think, oh, well, you know, he's a good talking guy, he speaks good and stuff, you know, and then, you know, he made all those promises and stuff, the absolutely complete opposite of Donald Trump, our president now. Because he promised this, but Obama, back in the time there, Obama promised this, and he was going to have health care for everybody, and it was going to do this and do that. Man, it couldn't have been further from the truth. He wrecked every daggone thing, and I mean every daggone thing. There wasn't anything that he did that was good or just or right, that except for unless it was for himself, which he definitely benefited him and Big Mike's world or whatever. But you know, they, as long as they was running and stuff, they was staying together. But you know, if they would have been elected again, or if even this past time with this regime that we just got rid of and still dealing with the repercussions of, if that would have went through and stuff again, they'd have still been right together and stuff, you know, pretending. But the whole time, old Barack Hussein Obama and Jennifer Aniston, really? I mean, that's what I say. You look at somebody and you think that they got their stuff together, and, you know, they're just nasty. Of course, we knew about Jennifer Aniston and the rest of the Friends cast there, didn't we? All right, well, anyway, we'll be right back. All right, check this out. I want you to see this. Gary Franchi here talking about Rand Paul for the Fed chair or whatever. You know, the corrupt bank that's always, you know, printing money and charging us so much interest that it's impossible to ever pay it back, and the dollar is worth less and less all the time. Incidentally, also, I don't know if he's done it yet, but Trump's talking about doing away with the penny, because the penny, 1 penny, costs 3 pennies to make, which means it costs you and I 3 pennies to make. But, you know, I don't think there's any need for pennies anymore. Do away with them, and it would save us a lot of money from doing that. And, you know, like I've talked about before, Noam, how many marks is on $1 bill that's got a demonic
Almost
overtone to it or whatever, you know, the all-seeing eye, and, you know, the
owl.
What's the star, the pentagram or whatever it's called, yeah, pentagram. You know, but check this out. Here's some big news that I don't know if it's going to make it or not, but pretty cool. Rand Paul.
Speaking of the Paul family, Senator Mike Lee floating former Representative Ron Paul for Federal Reserve Chairman. Elon Musk says it's an amazing idea. Yes, look at your screen right now. John Solomon reporting 24 hours ago, Senator Mike Lee floats former Rep Ron Paul for Fed chair. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that?
Oh yeah, I can definitely imagine that. That's what we need. We need these people who clearly we can tell has a passion for what it is that they're talking about and what they go after. And Rand Paul, Senator Rand Paul, has always, you know, been talking and trying to point out the corruption and stuff with the Fed. Of course, you know, I think we all could see that all of our life, just how corrupt the Fed is, you know, and it always works to their benefit, you know, doesn't it? So anyway, it's time to work for our benefit now. And I appreciate all of you out there that's been subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me all this time. I'm big shout out to you guys. you know, I mean, I say it and I really mean it. I appreciate you guys being subscribers to my channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet and it doesn't cost anything, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Be glad to have you here. We're just trying to make sure that we put the Lord first and foremost and do the right thing. And we're going to make this golden age as golden as we possibly can here. So, with that being said, God bless you and yours. God bless America. We're praying for you. Thanks for praying for us. Welcome to the golden age. Let's make it golden together. Peace out.